What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to teach you how to list your first vehicle on Turo and get you on your way to earning passive income on the side.
Wow. If I told you that this guy had reached 1.2 million views, over 20,000 subscribers, and 82,000 watch hours in a year's time, you would say I'm crazy. Well, you're just as surprised as I am. It's been a little bit over a year now since I started my Debt to Dollars YouTube channel, and I would have never imagined my channel growing to what it is today. Over the past month, I've reflected on how I got to this point and how I gained over 20,000 subscribers within 1 year. And the more that I thought about it, the more that I reflected on it, I realized that there actually was some logic behind this madness. What I'm about to share with you is my story on how I gained 20,000 subscribers within 1 year and how this side hustle is now producing over $100,000 per year. So I figured that we should start at the beginning. I began creating YouTube videos as a hobby right before the pandemic in February 2020. I had very limited video editing or recording experience, so it wasn't something I was immediately skilled at. I wanted to share my experience on creating side hustles and trying to help others start side hustles. So I saw YouTube as an outlet in order to create those videos and to reach a lot of people. I remember my first couple of videos, which were on how to rent your car on Turo. I started off with this topic because it was something that I was currently doing. I was running my Polaris slingshot out on Turo, and I knew that this would be a great way, a great platform in order to create videos and to teach others of how to do this. Now, my first couple of videos, they were not good, let's just say that. I was awkward, I didn't know how to talk to the camera, and worst of all, my videos lacked quality. But that didn't discourage me because I really enjoyed making these videos. This was step one in my channel's success, and that is because I was creating videos where my skills and my passions intersect. If you're solely focused on monetizing your channel, you may eventually get there, but you'll dread creating videos on the topic because you actually have no interest in them. This is why most YouTubers actually end up quitting, because they aren't utilizing their skills while loving what they do. Now you may say, Josh, you just told us that you aren't skilled at video editing. What are you talking about? That's because my skill that I'm referring to, it wasn't about making videos. It was my knowledge on how side hustles work and how to start them. Ask yourself what you're great at and also what you love. Try to find something that intersects the two, because that is going to set you up the best long term. Now on YouTube, very few have immediate success, and in my view, it's a long-term game. If you want to gain a loyal following, make sure you make videos on what you love. Additionally, your subscribers and viewers, they're actually going to be able to see right through you and determine who you really are. It's this weird thing in filmmaking is that when you're in front of the camera, at least for me, it's very easy to tell if someone's going to be genuine or if someone's trying to sell you something or if someone has no idea what they're talking about. No one likes being sold or being lied to, so don't do that to your audience. Be as genuine as possible. After a couple of weeks from making that first video, I decided to make as many videos on different side hustle topics as I could. I made videos on everything from earning credit card bonus offers, renting out vehicles as I mentioned previously, starting an Amazon store, and even a couple on couch flipping. This side hustle niche provided me the flexibility to make as many videos as I could, and I wasn't confined to just making videos on one specific topic. However, it was specific enough so that when someone came to my channel, they knew that I was a side hustle guy and not just another personal finance guru. This is step 2. Find your macro niche and make great videos on those topics. Now my macro niche was the same as my skill, which was side hustles. The niche was general enough where I could make videos on just about anything that created money for you on the side. Bear with me, because once we get to step 4, it's going to blow your mind why we're doing this right now, and it's going to make all that much more sense once we hit that step. So for example, let's say that you've thought about step 1, and let's say that you're very skilled at and you love to cook steaks, and only steaks. This wouldn't be a good macro niche because it's very specific to what you're able to make videos on. You're limited to only making videos on steaks. What I recommend doing in this scenario is to take a step back and to make videos on cooking in general. Now this is specific enough where you can still make videos on cooking steaks, what you love to do, but you can also make videos on other cooking topics such as cooking pasta or possibly a vegan dish. Once you find your macro niche, make as many videos as possible. You want to flood YouTube with your creation and your content. However, with this being said, do not sacrifice quality. Quality will always supersede quantity. So make sure when someone comes to your channel that they are going to be impressed by your content and they go ahead, they like your video, and they subscribe to your channel. One thing that I should mention during this step is that it's going to be very tough. What I mean by that is you're going to feel like you're just making videos for yourself and no one's really giving you recognition for it. From February 12th to April 12th, 2020, so a 2-month time span, I gained a whopping 28 subscribers, and it wasn't because I wasn't making any content. During this time, I made over 23 videos during that 2-month span, and 2 weeks of it I was actually vacationing in the United Kingdom. This is why it's so important to focus your channel on where your skills and your passions intersect, because it's the only way that you're going to be able to get through these difficult times. I never once thought about quitting because I loved making videos regardless if I only had 28 subscribers. So fast forward to May 2020, I gained a couple hundred subscribers at this point, but I was nowhere close to actually making it in the YouTube game. I averaged less than 100 views on my videos, but I continued to make videos week after week, hoping for some traction. That's when it hit me, when I realized that what I hadn't been doing and what I needed to do in order to get better subscriber growth, and that was to engage with my subscribers. This is step 3, engage with your audience, listen, and improve. I made a commitment during this phase to reply to everyone who leaves a comment on my videos and to always like their comment. What I discovered by doing this is that 1, I started having conversations with people on my page, and 2, I would notice that they would subscribe to my channel if they weren't already. As you may know, YouTube loves when people stay on their platform longer, and if they're watching your videos and they're spending more time, they're commenting, YouTube is ultimately going to put your video above and in front of everyone else. Because if YouTube has more people watching videos, they're going to be making more money from advertising. So if YouTube is seeing a lot of engagement on your videos by having these conversations with people, and they're continuing to leave more and more comments because you're having a conversation with them, YouTube is going to promote your videos much more. This is exactly what happened to me, and once I started this strategy. So I ended up seeing my views go from about 100 views per day to well over 500 views per day throughout each day of May. My words of advice are to engage with the people who are actually spending time watching your content. Ask them what they liked or maybe what they disliked about your video, and you'll be surprised with the honest feedback. I found out during this time that people hated my introduction, which I thought was pretty cool. After some thought, I decided to stop doing it and to get straight to the point. I wasn't removing any of my creativity from my videos, I was just improving them based on my audience's feedback. After all, you're making videos for your audience and not just for yourself. During this early growth stage, you'll begin to see 1 to 3 videos that have much more success than your other ones. This is when you need to do what I like to call the pivot. If you like basketball, you know that pivoting is when you stand still and you move 1 foot while in position. If you're an Excel wizard, you may know pivoting from a pivot table, which basically just summarizes another table's data, something that I'm still a little bit confused about. What I am talking about is pivoting in terms of a business, or when you fundamentally change the direction of your business. As I mentioned before, you'll likely see 1 to 3 of your videos gain more traction than the other ones. During the summer of 2020, I realized that many of my Amazon seller videos about starting an e-commerce store or about selling on Amazon, they really started to gain hundreds and hundreds of views each and every day. So I then pivoted from making general side hustle videos on just about anything to making videos on my Microniche, which was being an Amazon seller. It was almost as if the universe was telling me what it wanted my channel to become versus what I thought it would become. Every time I made a video on being an Amazon seller, people would instantly watch my videos within the first hour, they would engage more with my channel, and they would always like and comment on most of my videos. By the end of the summer, I was consistently receiving over 2,000 views and over 50 subscribers each and every day. I was finally getting noticed. I didn't have a viral video that reached millions overnight. What I did is I pivoted from my Macroniche to my Microniche because it was what my audience was telling me what they wanted from my channel. The beauty of this process is that your Macroniche will eventually tell you what you should be focusing your channel on. There wasn't a moment when I knew it was time to pivot, but after making some videos on renting cars on Turo and gaining barely any views, compared to my Amazon videos which were an immediate hit, I slowly realized that I needed to focus my channel on that niche. Now don't get me wrong, this micro niche does not have to be the sole focus of your channel. What you can do is you can make maybe the majority of videos on your micro niche and then occasionally throw in some of those other videos that you enjoy making in addition to the ones just based on your micro niche. Okay, and the last and final step is to create your micro niche content on a routine basis. My personal goal was to make at least 4 videos a week, if not more. What you could do is you could release videos on specific days of the week, or you could just sporadically release them each and every week. I recommend at least making 1 video per week, if not more. During this time, don't lose focus on the previous steps. Continue engaging and interacting with your audience, regardless of how big your channel gets. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes. Most importantly, stay determined during this process and understand that it's a long-term thing. You may be fooled by overnight success stories and that it's the only way to actually accomplish this, but it's simply not. I think you would agree with me that long-term, consistent growth is much more valuable to a YouTube channel in comparison to short-term, immediate growth. Everyone has a story to share, so get out there and make content where your skills and your passions intersect. You'll never regret taking a chance on something that could change your life forever. I just want to say thank you. Without any of you guys watching my videos, none of this would have been possible, and I genuinely hope that you guys are able to take some information and some knowledge from my videos on being an Amazon seller. In the past year, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job to solely focus on my Amazon store, along with my other side hustles, and to fully commit my career to making these videos for you guys. So one last time, thank you.